Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the new Kill Team stuff. Is Kill Team actually cool again? This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Adeptus Sororitas Battlecast Space Marines over Long Forgotten Tomb and Kill Team Shadowhunt. So we got a new edition of Kill Team coming. We got some new boxes. We got some new models that have been shown off and leaked. We got some new game dynamics that are going to be added in as well. We've seen some new terrain. So let's jump in and take a look at what is coming. The Necrons have such ancient and complex technologies that they can exert limited control over the very forces of time. Yet sometimes their meddling can have unexpected consequences, like a portal opening up a Kill Team release from a distant future. For some reason, their temporal gateways are always kind of blurry and at a strange angle, so Warhammer community has engaged our top prognosticators to bring you a clear look at the box, Kill Team Shadowhunt. So basically that was Games Workshop's way of saying there have been a bunch of leaks, somebody spilled out a bunch of stuff way in advance, so now they're going to officially confirm it and show us some nice, clear pictures instead of the potato cam footage that we usually get. On the industrial world of Garanax on the fringe of Altamar, a hitherto undiscovered tomb complex of night blackstone sparks deadly unrest when the working crews experience nightmares and portents of death. They are spurred by the doomsaying of the rogue psyker turned prophet known as the Harbinger. The local battle sisters of the Order of Armored Lady resolve to bring down this dangerous heretic with a kill team of their finest witch hunters. But malicious eyes tasked with destabilizing Guilliman's realm watch from the shadows with primal hunger. Unbeknownst to either side, the ancient power lurks beneath the surface, one that would surely bring about far greater death and destruction even than they could ever fathom. Alright, so here we have our first official look at Shadowhunt, and we can see like some Night Lords painted up cast Space Marine like Raptors / Warp Talons, and then some Sisters of Battle, and then we have a combination of like the existing Kill Team terrain and then the Tomb World terrain that is coming up. Celestian Insidiants are outfitted with some of the finest anti-psyker war gear available to the Adeptus Sororitas, including Condemned bolt pistols and fire-anointed silver stakes and heavy maces fitted with null-field generators. Their elaborate power armor is decorated with spiritual talismans or wrought iron crowns which focus our faith into an impenetrable shield against witchery. Alright, so here we have the Celestial Insidiants. So we have the Superior, pretty cool. The Reliquarius, again, very cool. Definitely just some nice looking Sisters models right in line with like the existing range. Then we have the Denuncia and then the Mortis Sanctus. Again, just really nice models right here. Definitely resembling a little bit the Triumph of St. Catherine. And then we have the Censor and the Abjurer. Really, really cool. Definitely a big fan of these. Again, they really have the look and style of some of the Sisters that are on like the Triumph. If you take the individual characters off the Triumph base, or if you've ever painted it, a lot of these have like that same kind of like pose and then also like a lot of the same aesthetics. So very, very cool, as that is an amazing model. And then we have the Cremators, so a couple of them. We have a couple of different weapons, obviously focused in on the Flamers. And then we have like the Inquisitorial sort of like hand weapon here. And then finally we have the Warriors. They have a couple of maces and then some Condemned bolt guns, which are like a combination of like the bolt pistol and like the crossbow. Very cool, definitely a big fan of these. I like the new look of the backpacks, beautiful sculpts. They are experienced battle sisters who have prevailed against rogue psykers and heretic sorcerers, augmented by the brutal training regime that tests their spiritual endurance to the limit that hardens their souls to the disquieting effects of null energy. Through arduous hours of intense meditation and reflection to learn and accept the sickness, disorientation, and paranoia that envelopes those within the null aura, allowing them to wield these powerful forces against sorcerous foes. From above swoop the foul agents of Abaddon the Despoiler, the deadly Murderwing, Raptors, and Warp Talons who display a particular aptitude for assassination, infiltration, and asymmetric warfare. Murderwings are terrifying assault specialists born upon roaring jump packs that revel in the thrill of the hunt and operate far more independently from the rest of their warband. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, terrain, paint, tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. Alright, so we have the Murderwing. So initially in the pictures and leaks, these look like Night Lords, but it does appear that they just have like a Night Lord paint scheme. We don't see any signs of like the actual Night Lord upgrade sprues or anything like that, but that doesn't mean they're not cool nonetheless. So here we have the Champion with a power weapon and a plasma pistol. We see like a cool little tactical rock. We have the Huntsman as well with like a sort of double-handed weapon. Again, cool tactical rock usage. And then we have the Shrieker and the Skyseer. The Shrieker appears to just be geared up for combat. The Skyseer has a melta weapon. And then we have the Depredator. So we see nice little tactical rock usage once again. And then a big double-handed axe. And next we have the Curse Claw. So he appears to be sort of like a possessed model. As we can see, like the actual wings are made of flesh here. And then like he has the various different like possessed looking kind of arms and legs. And then we have a couple of just base Raptor and Warp Talon models. So the Warp Talons will have the dual claws. The Raptor will have the chainsword and pistol. And then finally we have the Chaos Lord. So a Chaos Lord included in this box set. And he is also armed with the Twin Lightning Claws. So very, very nice. Super cool kit right here. Definitely a big fan of these models. Murderwing operatives are experts in high-speed aerial combat and push their jump packs to the limit with a boost, allowing them to strike nearby foes, howling demoralizing shrieks, or even snatch whole operatives off their feet and drag them away whilst passing overhead. Slavering killers wielding heavy chain axes and warp rack fanatics with wicked talons are equally welcome in the ranks of the Murderwing. Egos held in check by the presence of the fearsome Chaos Lord. The mission rules included in the Shadowhunt Dossier shake up the game with an innovative map layout that combines the ruins and rubble of Killzone Volcus with the claustrophobic corridors of Killzone Tombworld. These descent kill zones are divided into two smaller boards, each half representing the upper or lower level of a combined battleground. Operatives can climb or soar up and down through the entryways to claim objectives and ambush their opponents. Okay, so we have a new mechanic being introduced to the game, which is the descent kill zones. So instead of having like one big kill zone, you're going to have two separate kill zones, and one is going to represent like the ground floor or like the above ground, and then the other the underground, and then you'll be able to interact with each other throughout the two kill zones. So very, very cool. Kill Team Shadowhunt contains two double-sided boards with choose the maps and missions included, though the rules work happily with any two kill zones you want to use. A series of 3 joint ops missions tells the story of your combined kill team battling through the Necron zones to reach a radiant power source. 3 guesses who might be stuck in there. While adversary ops rules pit your questing teams against one another as the tomb defenders attempt to stop from unleashing the horror locked in its blackstone sarcophagus. Alright, so here we can see the Shadowhunt Dossier, we have the tokens for the 2 kill teams, and then we have the cards as well. This box set won't be coming for a while. There's more coming to Kill Team in the interim, which is yet to be revealed. And we'll have a look into the new kill teams when we get closer to the intended reveal date. Until then, rest well and don't let the nightmares get to you. Alright, so they have shown off Tombworld officially. And then, of course, because this was leaked, they have jumped ahead from the next one. So we don't know what's coming after Tombworld. And then we have Shadowhunt as well. And then we know the final wrap-up is going to be the Nightbringer one. So let's jump over and take a quick look at that. The Catan shard of the Nightbringer rises from its tomb. Even the old ones themselves feared the Catan Azagorad, the hungering star god of death known to the Eldari as Kalis Ra, the destroyer of light. And soon Necron players will be able to bring the same fear to their opponents by unleashing an all-new shard of the Nightbringer. The new plastic Catan shard of the Nightbringer brings its classic miniature from 2002 bang up to date, wielding a giant Sith with its necrodermis cape billowing out behind it and attended by swarms of scarabs. The new iteration is a perfect centerpiece for your immortal Necron host, and rivals the Shard of the Void Dragon in its dark majesty. Alright, so here we see the old Nightbringer, which was a resin model and very much out of date, especially after we saw like the release of the Void Dragon, which is absolutely amazing. And now we have our first preview officially of the new Nightbringer that will be coming. This will be coming in plastic and definitely in the look and style of the old Nightbringer, but in the quality of the Void Dragon. So very, very cool, as this looks absolutely amazing. In eons past, it was one of the most powerful of all the Catan before the Necrons yoked it in vengeance for its part in the great betrayal of biotransference. Even now, its shards remain amongst the most fearsome foes on the battlefield of the 41st millennia. To mark the emergence of the new threat, there will be a deadly new datasheet to go alongside this new miniature. Alright, so we got new rules coming for 40k, and then obviously also this will be usable in Kill Team to some extent. So here we can see some of the detail, the scarabs on the base, the scarabs on the like cape, and then some of the actual detail of the Nightbringer's flesh, and then of course its Sith as well. Very, very cool. It's not just Warhammer 40k fans that look forward to facing down this ancient star god. The Nightbringer will also be appearing as a non-playable operative in Kill Team, an awesome new development for the game and fitting final boss for your brave band of warriors. The Nightbringer will become the culmination of the story that begins with the new Kill Team Tombworld box set, which will be up for pre-order in just a few weeks' time. Alright, so we have the Kill Team Tombworlds box set coming, and that's with the Deathwatch and the Necrons. Then we don't know what the next expansion after that is going to be. And then we'll have the expansion after that, which will be the Chaos versus the Sisters. And then the final boss like expansion will be the Nightbringer and whatever else is in that box set. So very cool, lots of exciting news, awesome for Necron players, for Sisters, for Chaos. Beautiful new terrain coming as well. Super excited for this. Lots of changes coming to Kill Team. Let me know which models, settings, or dynamics you're most excited about. Are you going to be picking up these Kill Teams? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.